Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia Photographer, and today is Truck Talk, episode whatever that number is. Alright, today I want to bring up the fact that I've figured out some, it's kind of a revelation, you want to call it, and that's that whenever you get your camera out to do photos, you're doing one of two things. You're either trying to just enjoy using the camera to capture photos, or you're capturing photos with purpose. Now, it can be both. It's possible to be both, but for me, they seem to be mutually exclusive. You either capture photos with purpose, or you're just out enjoying the day and taking pictures. And if you get something good from that excursion, then you've come away with something interesting. But if you don't, then there's no loss, because all you were doing was just enjoying the afternoon out, and you just happened to take your camera with you. There's nothing wrong with doing either one. They're both perfectly acceptable, and merging them is perfectly acceptable. But the reason I bring this up is that you a lot of times don't go out with a goal in mind, okay? That's a problem for a lot of people, because they take pictures and they take pictures and they build up these huge catalogs of photos that are semi-disorganized. Ask me how I know. You wind up with this huge hard drive full of images, and it becomes a burden to go through that catalog to pick out the ones you want for whatever reason. And like if you're going to make a photo book, or try to sell prints, or just share photos with your family and friends, or what have you, no matter what you want to do with them, it winds up becoming a burden to process the images, because you just grabbed the camera, took some photos, downloaded the card, stuck it on a hard drive, and the hard drive folder is named NSF 00382 dot whatever. It's just some kind of weird generically generated file number that don't make no sense. If you decide ahead of time, before you go to the field with your camera, what you're going to be doing with the camera, whether it's going out with intention or going out as a recreational photo walk, it doesn't matter if you don't catalog the photos when you get back. Now, you can go around this guy on the side of the road here. You can do it however you like. If you just don't want to fool with it, I would honestly recommend that you don't even bother saving the images. If you're not going to bother to catalog them at all, because you can easily rack up hundreds of thousands of photos on hard drives, once again, ask me how I know, without any kind of organizational method to it. Over the years, I have adapted my organization to better and better, I guess you say, best practices. It's still not great, because I don't put metadata in each photo. That's a lot of work, and I'm just not interested in sitting and typing keywords or whatever and trying to put them in images. But what I do now is I mark out the year and months. This I got from, I think, Samuel Street Life. He does this at the end of the year, and I thought it was a good idea, so I started implementing it. In December of every year, in preparation for the next year, he'll create a folder, name it that year, 2027, whatever, 2026. That's what's coming up in a few months. Okay. Inside that folder, he'll create 12 folders, one for every month of the year. Then inside of that folder is where you put each excursion that you go on. Name the folders something relevant. Chattanooga Street Photo Walk, Leica SL2, 50 millimeter. That way you know what camera you use, what lens focal length you used, and where you were using it, and a little bit kindly about what the subject was about. Christmas photos at mom's house, Leica CL 35 millimeter. Yeah, whatever. But I try to put, and then if I go on a lot of photo walks in a certain month, Like this month, I've done several photo walks. So I mark them as the date that I went. And I still mark the photo walk, but I'll add the date in, 2JUL25. And that way I know that I went on the 2nd, the 5th, the 8th, whatever, you know. It kind of tells me, I can keep up with it a little bit better about what days I went on a trip and, you know, and where and what I did. Back in the old days when I first started the YouTube channel, well, before that, it was literally folders named camera dump. And it would have literally months and months worth of photos on a single camera dump. And then I would wipe the card and I'd start over. So I have this complete mess of photos from the old days, back before I started the YouTube channel, which was 2017. After 2017, I started naming the folders what the video was. That was not my best practice, because a lot of them were just vlogs, and I'd go on a photo walk somewhere and I'd take pictures and integrate them into the vlog, and it doesn't say it in the title of the video or of the folder. It just says vlog 47 or whatever, you know, and it's not useful information. It's hard to index, hard to research. You got to go through every single folder to figure out if what you're looking for is in that folder. That's frustrating. So taking just a minute, maybe less, to type a title onto the folder that makes some sense helps dramatically years down the road when you're wanting to find a specific image, for instance, of a building that no longer exists, and you want to integrate it into this video, and you know you took pictures of that building before they demoed it, but you can't find them because it's in a folder named Vlog 38 inside a subfolder named Videos August 2020 to December 2020. Yeah, it's like the organizational method I was using was trash. To be able to go back through those folders and find the photos to reference later for any purpose was frustrating. All of that to get back around to say, that's part of the two kinds of photography you're going out to do. You know, if you're going out to just shoot photos, then the organizational method isn't super important unless you're going to go back to those photos later. If you're going out to shoot photos with intent, you absolutely need to name that folder you put those images in something relevant so you can find it later, because you went out with intent to take those pictures, which means you intend to do something with them. Make it intentional on how you store them so you can find them again come the next time you need them. That's the whole point of this video, is to let you understand that your organizational method, once you're done with the photo walk, is just as important as the photos you capture to put in that folder. So take that for what it's worth, but I hope you've taken something away from this that helps you in your photography journey. So until next time, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm going to tell you to get your camera out, go take a picture with it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.